Hello everyone, I'm Matt from CVG and we are here with the ultimate PS4 Q&A. So basically Sony have released a huge Q&A on their European blog and it's just dripping with facts and info. And our resident expert James is here and he's going to answer all of the questions that we've got about exactly what's going on with PS4.
Yeah, that's right. If you want even more answers to even more questions, you can head over to the PlayStation blog. There's a link in the description. But for now, we're all about positivity, Matt.
Okay, so we'll start off with the simple, obvious stuff. So what do you actually get inside the PS4 box at launch?
In the box, you get a PS4 system with a 500GB hard drive, a DualShock 4 wireless controller, a micro USB cable for charging said DualShock controller, a mono headset for doing voice chat, a power cable that's 1.5 meters long, and crucially an HDMI cable that is 2 meters long.
That is crucial because in the past they haven't always had them.
No.
So with regards to the power stuff, is it going to require like sort of an Xbox style power brick, the big external?
Nope, the PS4 is designed with an internal power supply, so you don't need a big power brick. Just plug it in at the back like you do with a PS3.
That's cool, that's good news. In terms of hard drives and memory, so are owners going to be able to replace the PS4 system stock 500GB hard drive or not?
Yes, they will be able to replace the PS4's standard hard drive. The PS4 comes equipped with a 5400 RPM starter 2 drive, and users can choose to install a new one as long as it complies to those standards. It's no thicker than 9.5mm and is larger than 160GB.
So I mean, you can just tell that by looking, right? That's fairly simple.
Exactly, yeah, totally. You'll know exactly the one you want.
And again, looking back to PS3, can you put this in an upright position like you can with the PS3?
Oh yes, the PS4 system can be used in a vertical or horizontal position. In power markets, the vertical stand will sell for €19.99 or £16.99.
So £17 to put your PS3 vertically. Okay.
Or just stand it up and hope it doesn't fall down.
That's fine as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're not going to say anything more about that because we're focusing on positives. So system hardware, how does the system hardware performance advance beyond the PS3 system?
Well, the PS4 system is capable of 10 times the processing power of the PS3. It has a higher screen resolution. It can go up to 1080p, which I'm pretty sure the PS3 could go up to 1080p as well.
Yeah,
so I don't know why they're pointing that out. It can do higher frame rates now, up to 60 frames a second.
Cool.
Larger multiplayer matches, we know it can support up to 64 players in Battlefield 4. And it can do more graphics.
Better graphics.
Yes.
Excellent. So screen resolutions are a related topic. Which ones does it actually support?
So out the box it supports 480p, 720p, 1080i and 1080p video standards, all via HDMI, which is important.
Okay, so capture wise, no more component?
No.
Okay, that's cool. So PS4 system support, will it support 4K content for video gaming? So like the mega TVs like that we've sort of been expecting for a while, is that going to be on?
Well, support for high resolution 4K output for still images and movie content is in consideration by Sony, but there are no further details at this time. The PS4 system does not currently support 4K output for games. Crucially there, it says not currently. So I guess in the future with a system update and stuff, they could bump it up to 4K.
But potentially for looking at massive photos,
yes,
you're catered for there potentially. That's good. So does PS4 system support analog or video or audio output?
No. The PS4's system's video and audio transmitted using HDMI, a common digital connector found on most HD TVs. Okay. In addition, the PS4 system can output at 5.1 or even, if you've got fancier speakers than that, 7.1 audio via the digital optical out. So crucially, you'll need a TV with an HDMI port.
Cool. So we're really moving away from what we've seen on PS3 of different inputs, things like that. So it's all going to be HDMI potentially.
Yes.
Okay, will you need to reset your video settings if you change TVs like you do on a PS3?
Brilliantly, no. I know, it's amazing news.
The dream.
You just have to plug it in and it will know and it will just work. So, no, you won't need to reset any video settings, plug it into your TV and it should just magically appear.
Brilliant, it's like 2005. That's great. Like, for anyone that works in video, that does make a huge difference. Will the PS4 system support any 3D content, including stereoscopic 3D games?
I mean, this is what I'm excited about. Love 3D.
Remember 3D?
Yeah, I've got all the 3Ds. Technically, the PlayStation 4 will support 3D gameplay at launch in North America on day one, although there are no launch titles that currently are 3D compatible.
James has a 3D TV, so he's reluctant to admit that 3D is all kinds of dead.
It's not. It's still going. Sony will prove you wrong in the future. You'll see.
Let's wait and see, shall we? When playing disc-based games on the PS4 system, do you need to install data to the hard drive or not?
Yes, all PS4 Blu-ray disc games must be cached to the hard drive to ensure a smooth gaming experience. However, certain titles may not require you to wait for the game data to be fully cached before starting gameplay.
Okay.
In order to start playing a disc-based game, users will need to insert the game disc into the PS4 system, just like the PS3. So you can't do a complete install and then never have to put the disc in. If you want to play a game that comes on the disc, you're going to need to put the disc in the machine. Okay,
that makes sense. And that kind of harks back to what we initially saw about them, sort of like with the downloads, being able to play before it was fully there and stuff.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there have been a few games, not so much on PS3, that didn't play as well after you installed them. Skyrim on the Xbox 360 was actually worse off the hard drive, so hopefully that won't happen here. And on the subject of discs, will you be able to watch Blu-ray movies on the PS4 system?
Yes, indeed you will. However, you will need to download and install the PS4's Day 1 software update 1.50. Quite how they're up to 1.5 already before it's out.
That is incredible.
But with that, you'll need to activate your Blu-ray compatibility with a one-time activation through the internet in order to play Blu-ray discs and DVD content. So it's just a download update and then it'll be fine.
Start as you mean to go on. Mm-hmm. What if I'm not able to or don't want to connect my PS4 system online? Where do we go there?
Well, it's okay because owners in PAL markets can contact SCEE customer services to request a Blu-ray activation disc, which will then be sent out in the post to you. So you have to wait a little bit longer, but the disc will arrive.
Proper bleeding edge stuff there, that's good. DVDs, will it play them?
Yep, DVD movie playback is there as well as Blu-rays.
And for example, like the software update 1.50, are you going to be able to update that via USB or not?
Yes, although again, you can download the firmware to your PC and transfer it to your PS4 system using a USB stick. However, to use the USB method for the first time, you're going to have to install the system update, which you can only get from the internet, and then enable the safe mode when the PS4 is off. To enable the safe mode, you hold down the power button for 7 seconds and it should boot up in safe mode. So
you need to update your PS4 before you can update it via USB?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a confusing situation.
It's an insane vicious circle is what it is, but I'm sure it'll all work out fine. How many PSM or PS NSM? Is that right?
No, it's PSN. But it's just added extra text in there.
Okay, we'll maybe do that one again. So how many PSN friends can you have on the PS4?
Amazingly, PS4 supports up to 2,000 online friends.
Even you don't have 2,000 friends, James, and you're by far the most popular man that I've ever known.
Yeah, so that's... PS3 was obviously a lot lower than that. So, I mean, if you've got 2,000 real friends, then you're a pretty popular guy.
Then you're Justin Bieber. No one's got 2,000 friends. I'd be really interested to see how many friends people actually have. Like, yeah, because I don't reckon I could get a tenth of that. Does the PS4 system's graphical user interface have a name like the PS3 system's cross-media bar or not?
Yeah, we've been calling it the XMB for a while, and I think it will still probably commonly be known as the XMB. But the PS4 system GUI's graphical user interface is called the PlayStation Dynamic Menu, so PDM. They've developed the new GUI based on key development ideas for the PlayStation 4 system, which is simple, immediate, social, integrated, and personalised.
Or SysIP.
Yeah.
For short.
Yes, for short.
SysIP. Okay. But yeah, we will definitely stop calling it the XMB because someone corrected us on it.
Yeah, PDM.
PDM. How much will games cost? That's an easy one.
Yeah, really easy. Obviously, with all things, it will vary from publisher to publisher and from game to game. Games like Killzone, which is the first-party game, will retail for €69.99 or £59.99 RRP. Don't expect to be paying $59.99. That's the recommended retail price. You'd imagine they'll be more or less in line with PS3 games. Some of them will probably cost £60.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's for the Blu-ray discs and the digital PlayStation Store download. Other digital titles will sell for much less, such as Resogun, No pricing for that. It just says it's going to be less.
Just less.
The
Less
PlayStation,
than 60 quid.
Yeah. The PlayStation 4 system will also support free-to-play titles, so you won't need to pay anything to play them, which feature free gameplay as well as additional paid content.
Be interesting how that actually works. So will any PlayStation Store content purchased on PS3 or PS Vita be transferable to PS4?
In some cases, yes. For example, a selection of popular digital titles like Flower, Flow, and Escape Plan and Sound Shapes will be available to purchase on the PlayStation 4 system after launch, and gamers who purchase these titles for the PS3 or PS Vita, in the case of Escape Plan, will be able to download the PS4 versions of these titles, some of which feature enhanced graphics or improved features, to the PS4 for no additional charge.
Thank you, Sony. That's jolly
It's
nice.
quite good, isn't it?
Couldn't help but notice that Sound Shapes snuck in on the end there amongst
popular
digital titles.
That is popular digital titles.
Okay. PS4 and PS3, can users play together online? Does it have cross-platform compatibility or not?
Not in any titles at the moment, but technically the function is there, and some developers may choose to support it in their games. It just hasn't been announced yet.
Okie dokie, cool. Now this is sort of a hot topic, and it's still sitting around from the kind of the big fallout from E3. But will any PS4 titles use Online Pass or not?
First-party titles on the PS4, so titles developed by Sony Computer Entertainment, will not use an Online Pass program. When it comes to third-party titles, PlayStation and Sony aren't going to dictate the strategy of publishers concerning Online Pass programs. However, we have seen that most third parties have phased out the use of their Online Pass systems, so they're unlikely to appear on PS4.
That's good. It's got less and less popular, hasn't it?
Yes.
So hopefully not. In terms of automatic updates, is the PS4 going to be able to sort of automatically download stuff while you're playing or while it's offline?
Yes. System software updates will automatically be downloaded for all users.
That's great news.
So even if you're not part of PlayStation Plus, you'll still be able to set it to automatically download a system update.
That's good news. That's how it should be, really. And it makes so much difference. Like, turning your PlayStation on and having to update is
annoying.
Yeah, it's still annoying. Will the PS4 system be able to automatically download game patches or not?
Yep. All PS4 users will be able to automatically download and install game patches to their PS4s. In addition, PlayStation Plus members will enjoy the ability to have those automatic downloads happen while the system is in standby mode.
That's awesome.
So it won't even have to be on.
That's incredible. Science, technology. Can users continue playing on a PS4 system while a game patch is being auto-detected, downloaded and or installed?
Well, users can continue playing on a PlayStation 4 while the game patch is being auto-detected and downloading, but depending on the game, users may not be able to enjoy the network function until the update data is installed. To install any game patch, users must first close the game. Which makes sense, because if you're going to update the game that you're playing, it's going to need to
it's like a
refresh all the
thing,
data. So
yeah.
that's
that kind of makes sense, and it's not dissimilar to the current system, is it really? So can multiple SEN accounts log into the same PS4 system at once or not?
Yep, you can have a maximum of 4 users simultaneously logged in to any PS4. So you could have 4 people's different accounts all signed in and go and play a multiplayer game.
That'd be good. Miss the days of like all in one place split screen. That's a good idea. Web browser, yes or no?
Yep. PS4 comes with a web browser which is based on WebKit technology and is faster and more compatible than the browser that currently comes with the PlayStation 3. Whether that means Flash or not, I don't know yet, but we'll see.
Yeah, no one's using that. Okay, moving on to the controller. Do we know what the DualShock 4 wireless controller's battery life is or not?
We know that it's similar to that of the DualShock 3, and the DualShock 3s last quite a long time. I'm not quite sure how long it is, but it's going to be similar to that, so it shouldn't be a problem.
And with that in mind, how long is it going to take to charge one?
It should take about 2 hours to fully charge the new DualShock 4 controllers, whether you connect it to the PS4 or use a charging station to do it.
This sort of harks back to the multiple logins as well. Do you know how many controllers you're actually going to be able to sync up to the machine at once?
Yeah, and it's only 4. I say only 4. I mean, that's 2 versus 2 if you're playing a game like FIFA.
Yeah.
So
rather than the weird 7 from
it's less than PS3, but I don't know. I guess they've decided that really you're only going to have 3 other friends around most of the time who want to play PS4.
I think it's fairly reasonable. I will miss big full-on games of FIFA, but it does make sense. Will it come with the headset or not?
Yeah, in the box, as we said at the top, it comes with a mono headset to enable out-of-the-box voice chat for online games and optional voice commands for the PlayStation 4 system functions. The PlayStation camera, which is sold separately at €49.99 or £44.99, will also support voice chat and voice commands for the PS4 system.
Cool. And is it possible to put game audio through the headset?
Yeah, you can change the output in the headphones either to just having voice chat audio, or you can have all audio through the headset, so you have the whole game just coming out in your ears like headphones.
That is cool, actually. And presumably with other stuff, you know, if you sit in bed and have the audio coming out through your headset when your TV down, that's potentially really useful. I think I already know the answer to this one. Can I use a DualShock 3 controller?
No. Nope.
And what about Move?
Oh, yes.
PlayStation Move controller.
Yeah, you can. Developers will be able to create PS4 titles that use the PlayStation Move motion controller, with Octodad and Sports Friends being 2 upcoming examples. However, PS3 titles that use the PlayStation Move controller will not be supported on the PS4.
Interesting. Good news about Octodad, though. I think that'll work quite well. You get 8 of them, all on sticks. Perfect. Does PlayStation Camera include microphones?
Yeah, it has 4 integrated microphones which help obtain accurate sound detection and source origination for voice chat and voice commands.
I do love source origination.
Yeah, they'll be able to know when you're shouting from behind the sofa.
And you alluded to this earlier, James. Can you tell us a little bit about what support PS4 has for system voice commands?
Yeah, so if you buy a PlayStation Camera, which we said is about €50 or £45, or use your mono headset that comes with the PS4, you can enable a voice control mode, which will allow you to control key functions of the PS4, such as starting up a game or taking a screenshot. At launch, there'll be 6 languages supported: English, Spanish, Italian, French, German and Japanese, with more to come in future software updates. But it does mean, much like the Xbox, you can just shout at your PlayStation now and say, play Killzone or take screenshot, and it will just do it.
Interesting that this a thing that's been sort of kept relatively quiet, really.
Yeah, they haven't made a big thing of it at all. Definitely not as big as Microsoft have with Xbox.
And does the PS4 system have to be on? Moving away from that slightly, does the system have to be on to take advantage of remote play?
Yes, but remote play obviously works via the PlayStation Vita, which can wake up the PS4 remotely when it's in standby mode, as long as you've activated it in your menu. So the system does have to be on, but if you've left the house and just left your PS4 on standby, you will be able to turn it on with your Vita. I
think this is a bit of an area that's slightly woolly still, isn't it? About the details. We'll have to wait and see how exactly it works.
Yeah.
Can you use remote play via 3G?
No, it's Wi-Fi only, and they recommend that you do it in the same place that the Wi-Fi is coming from on both systems. They don't say you can't do it in Starbucks or anything, right, but I think it's mainly for home use.
Cool. And another interesting one here about PlayStation Plus. Is it necessary for multiplayer gameplay?
Yes. To play multiplayer on PlayStation 4, you're going to need to be a PlayStation Plus member. The PlayStation 4 system features a significantly enhanced online feature set that will deliver innovative new online gaming experiences, is the way that Sony are saying, yes, you'd need to have PlayStation Plus membership.
Interesting. Be very intrigued to hear what people think about that. So how many local accounts does the PS4 system support?
Up to 16, so that's on your thing at the beginning when you select which one you want to go through, which all the save games are in, so you can have 16 different accounts, and if you're using all them, you are crazy. In addition to that, you can also have temporary guest accounts.
Cool. So do we know how many the PS3 supports?
It's near that number, if not. Yeah, I mean, we've got quite a lot on some of ours.
Yeah, but like working in sort of games, you tend to have one shared between lots of people. No one's going to use 16. Maybe students in a shared house. Does my PS Plus membership for PS3 or Vita system still count for the PS4?
Yep, you can have one PlayStation Plus membership, which will continue to grant you benefits on your PS3, your PS Vita, even after you pick up your PlayStation 4. So it's one pass for everything.
Hurrah. And have you got like a sort of a list of things that people can enjoy for free, like people that aren't members of PS Plus?
So if you don't join PlayStation Plus and still want to know what you get, you can access entertainment, film and TV services, but you've got to subscribe to individual ones of them. You can use the share option, so you can send gameplay and screenshots to Facebook, screenshots to Twitter, or live stream gameplay via Twitch or Ustream. You can share video to Facebook. You can play PS4 games remotely using the PS4 Vita. You can look at trophy data, send and receive text messages, go on the PlayStation Store. You can look at activity feeds on the dynamic menu. You can do cross-game voice chat. You can play with the web browser, and you can use the PlayStation app service on iOS and Android devices.
Right, so basic functionality really, and a few things that perhaps people aren't going to be so keen to use. This is something we touched on briefly before. How much of a game will I need to have downloaded before I can start playing the game I'll start that again. This is something we touched on before. How much of a game will I need to have downloaded before I can use Play As You Download, so the system that lets me sort of start playing a game before I've got the whole thing?
Well, a portion is the answer to that.
Okay.
So you've got to download it. It's going to vary from title to title, as will what time it takes to download that initial portion. Users will be able to see when they are able to start playing by an indicator on the download progress meter. So certain titles such as Killzone Shadowfall will enable you to pick which mode to start downloading first. So if you want to play just multiplayer first, you can just download multiplayer and then single player afterwards, or vice versa. So it will vary from game to game, and I imagine on the download bar it will have like a certain cut-off point where it dings or goes green and says you can play now while I download the rest of it. So a bit of it.
That's perfectly logical, isn't it, really? It's not magic. It's not streaming it. It's just like you've got to have enough of it on your machine for it to actually work. Can you access content that you've purchased on another PS4 system or not?
Yeah, you can use content you've purchased on up to 2 PS4s simultaneously. You simply have to sign into your friend's PS4 system, and the content that you've purchased will be available for as long as you remain signed in.
Okay, that's fairly simple. And will everything transfer from a PS3 system's PlayStation Store to PS4? So like trophies, games, your back catalogue of things that you've bought?
No. The PlayStation 4 system doesn't support playback for PS3 games. Trophies are connected to your online ID, so they will transfer seamlessly to your PS4, but anything that you've bought on the PlayStation Store for your PS3 probably won't carry over. Okay,
that sound you can hear is Mr. Trophy breathing a sigh of relief that he hasn't wasted years of his life getting all those platinums. Is PlayStation Plus required to use the share button?
No, as we said in the things you can do for free, you can share gameplay videos, screenshots, and perform game live streams without a PlayStation Plus membership.
And whereabouts are you actually going to be able to physically share this stuff?
Facebook, screenshots via Facebook and Twitter, and live streams on Ustream and Twitch.
So no YouTube, but I mean Twitch is a pretty big deal. That's pretty cool. And in terms of how long you can capture, what's the deal with that?
The PlayStation 4 will capture automatically for up to 15 minutes of your most recent gameplay footage, which you can then choose to share with your friends on Facebook using the DualShock's share button. And for live streaming videos, there is no time restriction, so you can just live stream to your heart's content.
That is awesome. I think that's genuinely really cool. And in terms of storage, will you be able to store gameplay recordings on the PS4?
Yeah, once you've captured all and chosen your bit, you'll be able to store captured gameplay on the internal hard drive as long as you've got enough space on there.
Now, if you're watching this, and you are, this is a relevant question. So are you able to share your game videos on YouTube or not?
No, not at launch. So at launch, PS4 users will be able to use the share button on the DualShock 4 to upload gameplay videos to their Facebook account or stream live gameplay to Ustream or Twitch. PS4 owners can follow the PlayStation blog and PlayStation.com for further news on services to come after launch.
So they're not writing it off?
No, it sounds like they might be trying to work out some kind of deal with YouTube to make it all work, but at the beginning it's just going to be Ustream or Twitch.
Good, we've still got jobs, that's great. Does the PS4 system support external HDMI based game capture devices?
Yep, you can use those things following an upcoming system software update. Again, check the blog and PlayStation.com for news following the launch of the system.
And finally, and this is a relevant one, I think, I don't like to share my personal information. I really don't either. Like, I don't want everyone to know that I'm playing Rumble Roses.
No,
that's
never.
my business. Are you forced to register your picture and social media accounts, or can you opt out?
Good news for you, Matt, is the services are entirely optional and you can feel free to skip them at any time. So it would just be for sending your stuff to Sony, but if you don't want to do that, I think you can just put no thanks.
Fantastic. That's good. Thank you very much, James. That is very comprehensive information-gasm. Thank you very much indeed.
No problem. If you like what you heard and like what you saw, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we will see you again soon.
Cheers.